A military plane crashed with 5 people on board. Emergency crews rushed to put out the flames. We're awaiting a briefing from the military. Of course, we'll bring that to you when it happens. But let's talk about where it occurred. In the suburb of Savannah, Georgia, a few miles away from the Hilton Head, South Carolina airport. Witnesses say that plane landed upside down and burst into flames late this morning. One man says he jumped out of his car, ran toward the wreckage to look for survivors.
I seen the plane, taking a little left bank, and then all of a sudden it just stalled up, the nose went straight up in the air and started falling backwards. I was probably about 25, 30 yards from where it actually hit the ground. It was like a big explosion. It shook me up, shook my car. I had to slam on brakes. It was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. I got out of my car, and there was a few other people out there. We ran over towards the woods where the nose of the plane was, and was yelling if there's any survivors, and we didn't hear anything. It was just the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life.
That eyewitness clearly shaken up. The Air Force has confirmed that it was a C-130 plane that went down. Our Kaylee Hartung is following this story for us. Early hours rather, in this investigation. Is there any indication what went wrong?
At this time, there is not, Michaela. This crash happened about 3.5 hours ago. This C-130, part of the Puerto Rican Air National Guard fleet, was taking off from a U.S. Air National Guard field right there in Savannah when it crashed not long after takeoff. We do now know that plane had been in Savannah for several days for routine maintenance, and it was on its way to an airfield in Arizona for a training mission. We're told at least 5 people were on board, somewhere between 5 and 9. The effort now to notify the next of kin. Many questions remain at this hour, Michaela, but what we do have are the accounts of more eyewitnesses who saw this plane in its final moments in the sky. Take a listen.
When I look to the left and I see a big plane in the air, big Army plane, and it just started to the left, slowly going to the left, and it just went upside down on its back. And just,
so when it hit, it was
like gliding. It glid to the air, it glid to the left.
Okay.
And then slowly, and it went all the way on its back, flat on its back, and went down to the ground. Boom. I didn't hear any explosion, but I seen over the trees right there, I can see the flames in the air. And from the flames, I seen a lot of black smoke, white smoke on top.
Descriptions like that, the veer to the left, the plane turning upside down on its back before crashing, those will be the kind of details that could help investigators figure out what went wrong around 11:30 on the East Coast today when this military cargo plane crashed. Michaela, this area of Highway 21 in Savannah, near the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport, firefighters say this area will be closed indefinitely as this investigation continues.